Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Victoria and I run Thyme and Tenderness both here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today I am going to be taking you through a cooking video. You are going to be seeing a lot more cooking videos in the coming weeks coming up. Not only am I doing one today, but for the next 4 weeks after this video, I will be doing my Bakeful November challenge. If you're unaware of what Bakeful November is, check out up here or up here and click the card up above to see what the Bakeful November challenge is and if you would like to participate. But for today, I am going to be showing you how to make beef bone broth from scratch. Now last year I did a video on how to make faux broth from scratch, but today I am going to be showing you how to make just plain, simple beef stock, beef broth, whatever you want to call it, using beef bones that I got from a local farm. So yeah, just follow along and I will be explaining how to do all those things, and I really hope you enjoy this video.
Okay guys, you're going to want to start with 4 pounds of beef bones. I particularly used a 2-pound oxtail bone as well as 2 pounds of just soup bones. I covered them with water and put them on the stove with the heat setting on high. What this is called blanching. It's going to get rid of any impurities in the bones. All this nasty stuff is going to float to the surface. Don't worry about it. You're just going to dump this first part down the drain. And yeah, you're just going to dump it all out into a colander, save the bones. This is just going to get rid of any nasty flavors and any nastiness. And you're just going to rinse it with some cool water and then get ready for the next step. Now, I probably should have mentioned at the very beginning that you're going to want to have your oven set to 425 degrees, and you're going to put the bones on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, and we're going to be roasting the bones. Roasting the bones is just going to be adding an extra layer of flavor and goodness, get rid of any excess fat that you don't want in your broth. You're just going to put them in the oven for 20 minutes. Don't mind me here, I accidentally left my cast iron skillet in the oven. I really need to find a new spot for it. I do that way too much. But yeah, just get the bones in the oven and let them roast there for 20 minutes. Now guys, when you are cooking, I highly recommend to clean as you go. This is going to help you out in the long run. You're going to have less of a mess to clean up at the very end, so just do yourself a favor, and whenever you have an extra spare minute, just wash whatever you're no longer using anymore or what you need to use again and you want it to be clean. Alright, so now we're getting to the vegetables that we're going to be putting into the broth. So I cut up some onions. I'm leaving the skins on, and I'm just having a head of garlic in half, as well as doing the same with some carrots. I didn't even skin the carrots and celery. What this is going to do, add some more flavor, add some more nutrition, and you're just boiling it all together. Everything is going to get strained out at the very end, so don't worry about all the skin or anything from the onions. Trust me, it's just better this way. Once the bones are done, you're going to start adding them back to your original stock pot, and you're going to be layering it with the onions, carrots, and celery and garlic. Just throw it all in there. It doesn't have to look pretty. There's no particular order. Just get them in there and cover them with water. Now you are going to want at least 2 inches of water above the bones and the vegetables. The vegetables are going to float, so don't worry too much. Just get enough water in there. Now you're going to put it back on the stove, put it on high, and get it to a roaring boil, just like it is here, and add 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. What apple cider vinegar is going to do is help add more nutrition, and you're going to add about 1/4 cup of peppercorns. Now, if I didn't say already, but you are going to want to have your stove setting to the lowest setting possible at this point. From here on out, it is going low and we are going slow. Now, Now, I almost forgot to add the herbs, which is rosemary and my favorite herb, thyme. I bundled them all together with some cooking string, and I'm just going to be tossing them in there, mixing them in, and we're just going to let this go low and slow. Like I said, the longer you let your broth cook, the better. The minimum I suggest cooking your broth is about 5 hours. Now, it was at this point things got a little wild and crazy, and I decided to let my broth go all night. So 24 hours, and this is the end result. Now, for the next step, you are going to need another large pot, a colander, and lined with cheesecloth, and we're going to strain the broth into the new pot through the cheesecloth and colander. It is going to take some time. I did it in small batches, let it drain through the cheesecloth and into the new pot, and it came out super clear and no floating anything in it. The cheesecloth caught everything, and this is the end result. It is going to form a skin as you let it cool, so just pull that skin off. I tossed it away. I just do this just because I like to do it before putting them in the jars. But yeah, go ahead and do this if this is something you want to do, but know that no matter what you do, it is going to form a skin at the top. Eventually, it is going to form a layer of fat when you put it in the refrigerator, so you can just scoop that off too. But yeah, this is what beef broth looks like right after you strain it. So I had 2 half-gallon jars that I used. I ended up having much more broth than I anticipated, so I had to break out some other smaller jars, including a little jar that I used to drink the broth for lunch. But yeah, that's pretty much how you make beef broth. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and once again, I really hope you guys are able to join me for Bakeful November. Find that video on my channel, find me on Instagram, and I hope to see you guys next time. Have a wonderful week.